Yes, people, right now we're checking out what's going on with the NHS. So, thousands of staff are facing redundancy at the NHS. Okay, so the NHS is a national health service which is based in the UK. So, we've seen a lot of issues now in the economy in terms of what's happening and also funding and basically cash strapped NHS is basically under pressure. So it says here on this Sky article, thousands of job cuts at the NHS will go ahead after the £1 billion needed to fund the redundancies was approved by the Treasury. So the basically government has provided funding to the NHS to pay out people who will essentially lose their jobs. So the government had already announced its intention to slash the headcount across NHS England and the Department of Health by you're looking at 18,000 administrative staff and managers, middle people, including local health boards. The move is basically designed to remove bureaucracy that's not really needed and also raise £1 billion by the end of Parliament to improve services for patients, freeing up more cash for things like operations. Of course, what kind of effect is it going to have on the overall NHS? We have to wait and see for that to, transpire. Now, NHS England, Department of Health and Social Care and the Treasury, they've been in talks on over how to pay the £1 billion one-off bill for redundancies. So it's understood that the Treasury has not granted additional funding right now for the departures in terms of above the NHS's current cash settlement. But the NHS will be permitted to overspend its budget this year to pay for redundancies. Now, I don't know, but if you live in the UK, so we have a lot of problems currently. Like for example, finding a dentist on the NHS is absolute nightmare. So if something goes wrong with your teeth, you can't get emergency appointments. But having a overall a dentist and being a part of a dentist surgery is not easy. Okay, so a lot of people struggle. A lot of people are struggling with finding dentists for the NHS and getting appointments. Things like your local health surgery is a ball ache as well. So I remember when I used to ring up my local surgery, there used to be like a queue on the phone. Maybe you might be like position number 5 or 7 or something. Nowadays, you ring them up, you might be position number 45. So you see the demand is there, but the services are struggling, creaking under the pressure. Now, the Chancellor Rachel Reeves, who is due to do a economical budget in the UK on the 26th of November, the back end of November, that's going to be a pivotal moment in terms of the Labour Party and their politics. So potentially there could be some addressing uh, for NHS providers during that conference in Manchester. Mr. Streeting, who's basically in charge of the NHS for the Labour government, uh, basically he's saying that we need to protect investment in the NHS, and he said, "I want to reassure taxpayers that every penny is spent accordingly and wisely, and investments actually pay off, retain staff that's needed, and so on." Says at the same time, cuts might be too wasteful spending on things like recruitment agencies saw productivity grow by 2.4%. So obviously a lot of money is just going down the drain in certain aspects. So it's important that they basically grasp that and make sure that the money's spent effectively, which is basically what the West Streeting MP of the Labour Party is saying. Now, in his speech as well, is basically given a few hours after he became entrenched with a lot of rumours about a potential coup against the current Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer. So there was big news that there were some problems in the, top of the Labour echelons in terms of, MPs maybe rebelling against Keir Starmer and some of the culture, and maybe against some of Keir Starmer's top aides. So there were reports of a coup potentially happening, but West Streeting says he's behind Keir Starmer. We'll wait and see how that develops. So Mr. Streeting's spokesperson was forced to deny he was doing anything other than concentrating on the NHS. So basically, NHS leaders, there's an expectation to give NHS leaders the go ahead for a 50% cut to headcounts in integrated care boards. which plan health services for specific regions. So that is basically across regions in the United Kingdom. And there has been basically guidance that these will be transforming the NHS into a neighbourhood health service, as set down by the government's long-term planning for the NHS, and that could include abolishing NHS England, which will be brought back into the health department within a couple of years. So there you have it. Redundancies coming for the NHS. It was mentioned before by the government, but now it's looking to actually happen. So £1 billion in terms of trying to resource those redundancies. Do let us know what you think about the state of the NHS right now in the UK in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.